Hello there. My name is Aleladia. You that is a Christian, if you decide to not hold God with all of your heart, and I decide to also do likewise, please, who will shake the beast into the fire? Who will be the Esthers that will say, if I perish, I perish? Hold on. If all of us decide to play this Christian race with laxity and with unseriousness, when that child is faced with insanity, who are the ones that can lay hands on the head? If all of us decide to play this Christian race with a nonchalant attitude, and we have one leg in lukewarmness, and we have one leg in seriousness, or we have one leg in light, and we have another leg in darkness, please, who will be the Lord that the angel of God can visit? Excuse me, who will be the Jonahs that we have to go to Nineveh? Who will be the Mary that we have to womb the King of the world? I want to know who will be the Pauls that will write the episode. Matthew 5:13 says, you are the salt of the earth. 14 says, you are the light of the world. If the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be useful again? If all of us decide to be saltless, and if all of us decide not to be a light, what will this world look like? Have you seen persons that have medical verdicts and medicine is saying, I'm sorry, we can't use medicine for you because medicine cannot handle this. And they need to run to a child of God that is close to God. They need to run to a child of God that his prayer is not an abomination unto God. If all the children of God decide to dance backward and leave the Christian faith, who will that person run to for cover? Where are the Elijahs that hear the secrets of men and women that they talk about on their bed? I want to ask you this question. Will you also go? If you and I decide to keep living in sin, if all of us that are believers keep on lying, we keep on living in sexual immorality, excuse me, when they need a righteous man to come to the White House and pray for the presidency so that holiness, knowing that the prayer of a righteous man availeth much, when they are looking for that one that will come to the White House and pray, if all of us are not righteous, who will they call? Hear me. Everybody cannot play church. You cannot say, let Sister Aleladia be serving God. When I'm in trouble, I will call upon her. What if you decide to walk away from God and I decide to walk away from God? Where is the light that is in the world? Have you imagined a world without light? A world without light are the lives of men and women that don't please God. So dare to be different. If everybody decides to get married and they must have sex before they get married, what would have happened to Jesus, knowing that they needed a virgin to birth her? Or do you think there will not be gifts for women and men that kept their virginity before they got married? Excuse me. I am telling you the heart of the Lord this morning that there are persons, there are persons that need you and need me in this life to survive. When the storms of life are raging and there is nowhere else to turn to, when the problems of this world are beyond human ability and they need a man to cry unto God from a righteous heart where the Lord can say, oh, I know you. The prayer of the righteous man availeth much. The prayer of a sinner is an abomination unto God. Will they find you? Will they find me? If your son is into drug, and the thing is affecting his mental health, are you going to call a fellow drug addict to lay hands on his head? Or you are going to look for a man that you know walks with God? When it is time to search for men and women that will say, thus saith the Lord, when it is time to search for men and women that will be able to tell you what the Lord is saying, are they going to be able to get it genuinely? Why are you making men and women go to witches and wizards and false prophets? It is because they can't find a righteous man that genuinely will seek the Lord for them and will not ask them, for their possessions in return. There is a wake up call for every one of us. Everybody cannot be lukewarm. If all of us wake up, we don't read our Bible, we don't pray, how do we hear thus saith the Lord? Who will be the Mary Magdalenes that Jesus was anxious to wake up from the grave to see first? Who will dare to be the Josephs of Arimathea that was a secret disciple of God that had the audacity to go and claim the body of Jesus and put it in his personal grave? What if Joseph of Arimathea was not secretly serving the Lord? So I am asking you and I, if all of us mess up, what is going to go up to the Lord so that the heavens over us will not be covered but will be opened? You are playing now because the bullet of life have not touched you. When the bullet of life touch you, whereby you know that human hands cannot help you, that is when you start to ask, are there no prophet in Israel? Is there no man of God in this world that we know genuinely works with God? So if you and I choose not to genuinely work with God, where is the salt of the earth? Who is the light of the world? This is a wake-up call to say, I want to personally take my work with God seriously. I want to personally walk my own salvation with fear and trembling. I want to be the one in that family that when there is famine, there will be a Joseph. What if Joseph decided to sleep with Potiphar? What would have happened to the whole lineage of Israel? If Joseph decided to lay with Potiphar, how will even the famine that affected the whole world, including those that love God and those that don't love God, if Joseph decided to lay down his spiritual guard, his righteousness for Potiphar's bonbon or for whatever that was appealing in Potiphar, who would have saved the whole nation of 14 years in famine? If all of us turn to Ananias and Sapphira, how many dead bodies will they bury in the house of God? This is a wake-up call that you must be intentional to say, I want to dare to be different because I know a time is coming. They are going to do knock, 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 knock. Aleladia, we know you are serving God. You are the one that can speak to God for us. Who can lean on you? Can God lean on you? Not to talk about the sons of men. For the endless expectation of the creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. If there was not Joseph that was in tune with God to hear the voice of God, how would he have carried Jesus at night and escaped so that Herod would not kill him? Adinbi was in the beer parlor, he was already drunk. How will he have heard the voice of God? What about Boaz that refused to sleep with Ruth? Dare to be different, child of God. God bless you. I'll see you until bye.